When you hear the word Denmark, what comes to mind? For some people, it's Vikings and castles. For others, it's fairy tales and Lego bricks. But Denmark is so much more than that. It's a country full of small surprises, cozy traditions, delicious food, and a lifestyle that many of us secretly dream about. So today, let's take a long journey through Denmark, not through boring history lessons, but through the fun facts, daily life, food, and culture that make Denmark one of the most unique places in the world. Let's start with the word hygge. If you've ever scrolled through Instagram, you've probably seen people talking about hygge. But what is it really? Hygge is all about coziness, comfort, and togetherness. Imagine lighting candles on a cold winter night, wrapping yourself in a blanket, sipping tea with friends while it rains outside. That's hygge. It's not about luxury or spending money, it's about enjoying the little moments. And Danes are masters at it. Many people believe hygge is one of the secrets to why Denmark is always at the top of the World Happiness Report. And speaking of happiness, Denmark has been ranked one of the happiest countries on earth for years. Now, what makes a country happy? For the Danes, it's not about being rich or always smiling. It's about balance. People work fewer hours than in many other countries, but still earn enough to live comfortably. Healthcare is free, education is free, and there's a strong sense of community. Imagine a place where you trust your neighbor, your government, and even strangers. That's Denmark. Now, let's move on to something delicious, Danish food. Denmark is a paradise for food lovers. Let's begin with the world-famous smorrebrod. These are open-faced sandwiches made on dark rye bread, and they're not just lunch, they're art. Each piece is carefully decorated with toppings like salmon, boiled eggs, shrimp, roast beef, cheese, or even pickled herring. And yes, Danes actually eat pickled herring and love it. And of course, the pastries. Did you know that what we call a Danish pastry didn't actually start in Denmark? It was brought by Austrian bakers in the 19th century, but the Danes perfected it and made it their own. Today, bakeries all over Denmark sell these flaky, buttery pastries filled with jam, custard, or chocolate. If you ever visit, try one with a cup of coffee. It's the ultimate hygge breakfast. But wait, there's more. Danes also love their hot dogs. Street stands, called pølsevogn, are everywhere. A Danish hot dog isn't just bread and sausage, it's loaded with crispy fried onions, raw onions, pickles, mustard, ketchup, and a special sauce called remoulade. It's cheap, fast, and honestly, unforgettable. Now let's take a ride, literally. Because in Denmark, you don't just drive everywhere. You bike. Copenhagen is one of the most bike-friendly cities in the entire world. There are actually more bikes than cars. People bike to work, to school, to the supermarket, and even on dates. There are wide bike lanes, special traffic lights just for cyclists, and even bike-only bridges. So if you're ever in Copenhagen, don't be surprised to see businessmen in suits biking alongside parents with children in cargo bikes. And that brings us to something fascinating, the level of trust and safety in Denmark. It's one of the safest countries in the world, with very low crime rates. There's even a common practice that shocks tourists. Parents often leave their babies in strollers outside cafes while they sit inside. In most countries, this would feel crazy, but in Denmark, it's totally normal. That's how much people trust each other. Now, let's talk about something many of us grew up with, Lego. Those colorful little bricks that sparked creativity in kids all over the world. They were born in Denmark, in a small town called Billund. The company started in 1932, and today, Lego is a global giant. You can even visit Legoland Billund, a theme park filled with rides, Lego sculptures, and attractions. For kids, it's heaven. For adults, it's pure nostalgia. Denmark is also the land of fairy tales. The famous writer Hans Christian Andersen was Danish. He gave us classics like The Little Mermaid, The Ugly Duckling, and The Snow Queen, which inspired Disney's Frozen. If you go to Copenhagen, you'll find the Little Mermaid statue sitting by the harbor. But don't expect it to be huge, it's actually surprisingly small, yet it's one of the most visited spots in the country. Another thing Denmark is proud of. Design. Danish design is known all over the world for being stylish, simple, and practical. From architecture to furniture, everything has clean lines and functional beauty. Think of sleek chairs by Arne Jacobsen or the cutting-edge speakers from Bang & Olufsen. Even Danish homes are decorated with minimalism in mind, lots of light, natural wood, and cozy corners. But Denmark isn't just city life. This small country has over 400 islands, though only about 70 are inhabited. Its coastline stretches for thousands of kilometers, meaning you're never far from the sea. There are sandy beaches, dramatic cliffs, and small fishing villages that feel like they're straight out of a postcard. And the Danes love nature. They swim in the ocean, kayak, camp, and even jump into icy water in the middle of winter. They call it friluftsliv, or open-air living, and it's a way of life. And let's not forget about Tivoli Gardens. This isn't just an amusement park, it's magic. Opened in 1843, it's one of the oldest amusement parks in the world. With rides, concerts, fireworks, and beautiful gardens, Tivoli inspired Walt Disney to create Disneyland. If you go at night, when the lights come on, it feels like stepping into a fairy tale. Now let's look at Danish culture. Danes believe in equality. They don't show off wealth, and they value humility. There's even an unspoken cultural rule called janteloven, or the law of Janta, which basically says, don't think you're better than anyone else. It's about treating everyone as equals and living simply. When it comes to sports, Denmark has some surprises. Football is popular, of course, but the real star is handball. Denmark's national handball team is one of the best in the world, and Danes are incredibly proud of it. So, what does daily life in Denmark look like? A typical workday often ends earlier than in other countries, giving people more time for family and hobbies. Many Danes go home, cook fresh meals, and enjoy slow evenings. On weekends, you'll see people biking, picnicking in parks, or enjoying coffee at outdoor cafes. And because the winters are long and dark, Danes create cozy homes filled with candles, warm lighting, and of course, hygge. And here's something many don't realize. Denmark isn't just Denmark. It also includes Greenland and the Faroe Islands, which are autonomous territories. Greenland is famous for its glaciers and Arctic landscapes, while the Faroe Islands are full of cliffs, puffins, and breathtaking scenery. So technically, Denmark stretches from Europe all the way into the Arctic. Finally, let's end with this thought. Denmark may be a small country, but it has given the world so much: Lego, fairy tales, design, delicious food, and a lifestyle that inspires millions. It's a place where happiness is measured not by money, but by balance, community, and enjoying the little things. So if you ever visit Denmark, don't just see the tourist attractions. Light a candle, enjoy a pastry, take a bike ride through Copenhagen, or have a smorrebrod by the sea. Who knows, you might just discover your own little piece of hygge.